Beneath the feet, a path of headstones that once stood in reverence for the souls at rest now leads the way to the imposing remnants of one of the most agitated haunted chapels in Britain. With documented cases of black magic, satanic ritual, and grave desecration, Clophill's Church of St Mary's is at rest no more. Nestled in the Bedfordshire countryside, the site of the old St Mary's Church has roots dating back almost 1,000 years, when the first iteration of a church would have been erected with an outlook over the village of Clophill. It was thought to have been rebuilt in the mid-14th century, of which the walls still endure today. By the 1820s, the chapel was no longer suitable for the growing population of the village, for which a new St Mary's Church was constructed closer to the village centre, relegating the ageing hilltop church to a mortuary chapel for the surrounding graveyard. Since then, the old St Mary's has largely sat abandoned and isolated, ultimately falling into disrepair in the mid-20th century. The location had seemed to become synonymous with its solemn and mournful purpose, once the beating heart of the village, now at rest alongside the very community it served. As poetic an end this would be, the story was far from over for old St Mary's. Since its abandonment, the ruined chapel would prove to be a magnet for occult and satanic ritual. This came to a head in 1963, when a black mass or necromancy ceremony of sorts brought the stories and folklore of the church very much into the real world and the public eye. The aftermath was shocking to say the least. The tomb of a young lady, Jenny Humberstone, who died in 1770, had been desecrated, with her remains being arranged in the nave of the church in a circle, with her skull impaled on an iron spike from the smashed window, jammed into a crack in the stone floor. Adorning the macabre arrangement was a makeshift stone altar, with blood and entrails, evidence of animal sacrifice. It appeared that the perpetrators had attempted to break into several tombs that night, all of which were female, before coming across Jenny. The event thrusted St Mary's into the spotlight, making national headlines as the first major incident in the occult and witchcraft revival of the 1960s, and cemented its reputation as a truly evil church. A number of black mass and necromancy ceremonies followed, and by the 1970s, the vandalism and desecration had become unmanageable, with smashed tombs and human bones commonplace in the graveyard. In an effort to preserve the site, tombs were buried and gravestones rearranged to border the churchyard. More recently, a rather divisive decision was taken to repurpose a number of the headstones to create a footpath through the grounds, further adding to the bizarre unease of the location. Taking into account the black magic and the savage desecration that's taken place over the years, is it any wonder that the paranormal activity at St Mary's is still as potent as ever? Activity that has attracted paranormal investigators and the curious public alike, many of which report witnessing spectral black masses lurking in the graveyard and appearing in the church's ruined windows and doorways. The most infamous of these spectres is that of a cloaked monk that's been seen to glide through the nave of the church. Perhaps this figure is responsible for the ghostly church bells that can be heard, still tolling for the perished of St Mary's. Regarding the identity of these spirits, some speculate that they belong to the residents of Clophill buried in the graveyard, still in search of the eternal rest that they've so callously been denied. Others claim them to be otherworldly, evil entities, conjured from these dark rituals, now sitting watch over their new domain. Recent refurbishments have done well to conceal the church's sinister history. Those step onto these unconsecrated grounds, and the oppressive atmosphere remains, in the shadow of the ruined church on the hill.